Okay, time is up. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you to everyone for taking time out of your day to join me live here on Zoom. I'd like to welcome you to the workshop, 3 Steps to 10K Months with Premium Clients. So we've still got people jumping on, but I'm going to respect those of you who were here early and showing up on time, so we'll get going straight away. So first, I want to get this out of the way super quickly. This is not a big sales pitch. Don't worry, I'm not like that. This webinar has 2 purposes. Number 1 is I want to help clear up some confusion and show you what exactly you need to be doing in your business to be able to get some clarity, get more leads, get people coming into your business on a regular basis so that you can have consistent clients and reach those 10K months. I'm going to show you, I'm going to break it all down right now on this call. The second purpose is this is actually kind of an overview of exactly how I help my clients. So if you enjoy this and if you decide you want some help, please reach out to me. Drop me a message on LinkedIn. You can book a call with me. I'm going to drop my calendar link in the chat right now and we can chat. No pressure. All right. Now that is out of the way, starting a business, pretty scary, right? To me, it's kind of like you are standing on the edge of a cliff, much like in this video. That was the very first cliff jumping I ever did. It's a gorge swing and it's so much fun. But now you're standing on the edge of the cliff. You're nervous, you're excited, you're not really sure what to expect. Launching your own business is kind of the same, except the big difference is you can make mistakes in your business and it's okay. You can learn, you can course correct, and you can fix things and improve. When you're jumping off the edge of a cliff, you've got to hope like hell that that rope is going to hold you. So as you are starting your business journey, there are a whole bunch of questions that come up, and there are things that you might be asking yourself, like, where am I going to find clients? How do I communicate with them? Will they want what I'm selling? Have I made the right choice? Will my clients get results? How do I market myself? What is the best way to market? How do I price my services? How do I make sales without feeling awkward and like a used car salesman? Right? Then what most coaches do is they will follow various experts. They'll try to figure things out on their own. They'll take advice from various people who are not necessarily qualified to be giving that specific advice. They'll read books, they'll do courses, they will implement various tactics and strategies, they'll create social profiles, post regularly, engage in groups, start email lists, build websites, do all the things, yet they will still struggle to find clients. Now, there's normally one of 3 problems that are keeping you stuck. At least one of 3 problems, okay? Sometimes it's all 3. So we're going to go through those now first. All right. Problem 1 is a lack of clarity on what it is that you're offering, okay? Many coaches and consultants believe that they have clarity on their offer, but they actually don't, okay? They're trying to serve too many different people with too many different things. You might be offering one-off sessions. You might be trading time for money. You might not have a clear process to guide your clients through or a clear process that you follow when working with various businesses. And perhaps you're not really sure what results you can get for your clients. The problem with this is you're not going to have confidence, okay? If you are not absolutely certain and clear on who the perfect person is for you to work with, what process you're going to follow to get them to their end result, and what those results are, you're not going to have confidence. When you don't have confidence, you're not going to be able to market yourself effectively, and you're sure definitely not going to be able to make sales. The other problem is you might have created a business and an offer, a process that actually isn't good for you. It's taking up too much of your time. And because of that, you're getting resistance when it comes to putting yourself out there and making sales. So I've spoken a whole lot already. I just want to check in with you. If you have experienced any of this when it comes to your offer, a lack of clarity, you can't quite figure things out, you don't have a process, drop a number 1 in the chat for me now. And if you haven't experienced any of those problems, give me a 2. Okay, I'm seeing a massive number of 1s coming through. Hitesh, 0.75. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Okay, everyone here is on 1s. Welcome, Andrew. Welcome to everyone who has jumped on since I got started. Great to have you here. So I want to tell you a little story about my journey in the coaching world, okay? I started off my own business 10 years ago, small digital marketing agency. The problem with that was I couldn't scale it on my own. So I decided to hop into the coaching world and start coaching instead, right? Because it's something I can do from home, it's scalable, and I figured it would be really enjoyable. I tried to figure things out on my own for a little bit, and it wasn't working. So I eventually invested a lot of money into a group coaching program. Now, part of the onboarding process in this program was that I was able to get on a 30-minute call with their offer specialist. Now, the outcome of this call was for me to get clarity on what it was I was going to offer and who it was for. Let me tell you something. 30 minutes is not enough time, not by far, okay? By the time I got off the call with this offer specialist, I was more confused than ever. But he had given me an offer. He had told me which niche to go and follow. So I tried, okay? I tried my hardest. I started doing competitor research, and it's important to do competitor research to see, what other people are doing. But I was so overwhelmed with the caliber of people who I was seeing as my competition. They were completely crushing it. They were dominating the market. I couldn't see how I was going to compete with them. Little old me just coming into the market now. And that completely knocked the wind out of my sails. I had no confidence whatsoever in my ability to actually help people with this offer that I was confused about. I tried my hardest to get this offer to work for 6 months, and I didn't get one single client. And it was because I didn't have that clarity, that certainty, and that confidence. So it's really, really important that you get this right. Just to add to that, I ended up going back into another coaching program and trying a whole nother offer that still didn't work. That's another story. Okay, so that's problem 1. Problem 2 is you don't have enough leads. You could be on all the social media platforms. You could be putting lead magnets out. You could be networking. You could be commenting on group posts, but you still don't have enough leads. And most coaches who are under the 10K a month mark don't have enough leads, plain and simple. There's not enough. When you don't have enough leads, you don't have a big enough audience to market to, you're not going to make sales. You're not going to help the people that you want to help. You're not going to make impact, right? Problem number 3. If you're anything like me, you don't want to be like this guy, okay? You don't want to be like the used car salesperson. You want to market yourself in a way that feels good and you're comfortable with. But if you have just come into the coaching or consulting world, you're launching your business, especially if you've come from corporate, you've probably never had to market anything. So you're really starting from scratch here. And to be perfectly honest, A lot of the methods, the strategies, the tactics that all the marketing gurus out there are teaching are horrible. They are really gross. They are pushy, they're sleazy. They focus so much on rubbing people's pain points and stretching the gap and all of that stuff. And it is horrible. I know it's horrible because that is the sales process that I tried to follow for almost a year. And I really, really struggled because I felt terrible trying to use those tactics to get people to give me their money, right? So you need a process that you can feel good about, all right? So I just want to check in with you guys here. I've spoken about the 3 big problems. I want to see which ones you resonate with the most. So if yours is lack of clarity on the offer, type in clarity. If you don't have enough leads, that's your biggest problem, type leads. Or if you're really uncomfortable with marketing and making sales, type sales. Let's see where everyone is. Yeah, Harry says, yeah, it doesn't work anymore. Those sales practices don't work anymore. So I've got all 3: leads, clarity, leads, sales, clarity. Okay, there's a lot of people who can resonate with all 3 of these. Okay. Hey, Logan, you made it. Leads. All right. So the good news is that you can fix this. But how? There's a formula. Okay. The formula is DC plus IO plus MM. Gives you consistent clients. So the DC is dream client. You need to know exactly who your perfect client is. Okay. Then you need to create an irresistible offer. That's the IO. Specifically for that person to get them to their end result. From there, you need to get your message out to the market in a way that feels good and shows people exactly what it is you do, who it's for, the results that you can help them achieve. Okay, you need to get your message out in front of thousands of people who look like your perfect client. When you have all of this in place, you can get your consistent 10K plus months. Harry wants to know, how do we fix it? Can you help? Absolutely, I can help. So I'm going to be cheeky, and if you do want my help, book a call with me. My calendar link is in the comments. All right. So the first thing you need to do to fix this is you've got to fix your offer clarity and confidence, right? You need a process to get your clients to their end results. And it needs to be a process that you can scale, that you can eventually automate or delegate as well in some ways, okay? Number 2, daily leads. You need to have a system for bringing leads into your world on a daily basis. Daily is the big keyword here because you need to build consistency into your business. Okay, you don't want to stress yourself out with too much work and then nothing, and then too much and then nothing. So you need to build in consistency. Number 3, you need a sales process that feels good and it doesn't put pressure on people or rub pain points. Now you'll see in this diagram, I said an effortless sales process. That doesn't mean it doesn't take any work on your part. It does, but it's a process that feels good and it's in alignment with who you are, your beliefs, and just what feels right to you. Okay, you don't need to rub salt in people's wounds to get them to buy from you. In fact, the market has changed and a lot of people won't buy based on that, but they will buy based on the outcomes that you can help them achieve. They're more aspirational now. If you can show them and paint a picture of what their life could be like after working with you, that is what's going to get them to buy. Okay, so when you have all 3 of these processes in place, that is when you're going to get your 10K months and your consistent clients. If one of them is out of place, if one of them is off in any way, it's not going to work. Okay. So now let's break it down in detail. Step 1, fixing your offer clarity and confidence. The very first thing you need to do is identify who your dream client is. And you might be thinking, well, I know who my dream client is. I know who I want to work with. But do you really? Do you really know what's going on in that person's mind? what they're seeing in their world? Do you know exactly the requirements that that person needs to meet to get the best possible results from working with you? You see, one of the biggest mistakes that I see people making is they don't do enough market research. They don't know their market well enough. And these days, with how the coaching and consulting industry has boomed, the key to success is going to fall on how well you know your market, how well you know your clients, okay? When you have identified your dream clients and you know them exceptionally well, you can create the perfect offer for them, okay? You're going to know exactly what that person needs to be able to get to their end result. You're going to be able to step into your power and own the transformation that you can help that person achieve. You're going to be able to put your stake in the ground and say, this is what I do, this is who I do it for, and I can get you the results. Okay, you're going to have that confidence. You're going to be able to set a premium price. Okay, so this whole workshop is around getting 10K plus months. Now, you're not going to do that with $50 coaching calls. All right, you need a high ticket package. And when you know exactly who your perfect client is, and you have your step-by-step process to get them there, you know that you can get them the results. You can put a premium price on that of between 2 and 5K or even more, depending on what it is that you do, all right? And because you are able to charge a premium, you don't need that many clients to reach 10K months. You only need between 3 and 5 if your offer is between 2 and 5. Hope that makes sense. But it is key for you to understand exactly who your perfect client is, the transformation that you can help them achieve, because they will pay happily for a transformation. I want to share a little story about one of my very first clients, Shanti. I wish she could have made it on this call today, but she couldn't. Anyway, she was a consultant for a big company, and when COVID started and lockdown started, her hours at work were cut in half. So she was the only breadwinner in her family, and she needed to bring in another income, and she needed to do it really, really quickly, okay? Now, one of Shanti's problems was she considered herself to be a jack of all trades. She was all over the place in terms of who she wanted to work with and what exactly she wanted to help them with. Now, Shanti had previously in the past tried to start her own business and it failed. And this was part of the reason why. She was also terrified of putting herself out there. So what we did first off was we identified who her perfect client was. We did the market research. We had a look at where her strengths were, what her zone of genius was, and we used that to build an offer for her perfect client, right? Her business is built on her strengths, which enables her to stay in her zone of genius and get her clients amazing results, all right? From there, we created the offer and positioned her with her marketing and all of that. The offer was based on the story going on in her prospect's mind. Okay, so once you focus in on a perfect client, you create that step-by-step process, it becomes so much easier to clearly communicate what it is that you are doing, how you can help, and to bring that wow factor for your clients. I see a couple of people are booking calls. That's awesome. I look forward to speaking with you. So I can see a few questions coming through as well. I'm going to handle questions at the end. Okay, so I will go back in the chat and I'll have a look at your questions. Step number 2, fixing your lead flow. Now you'll see there's this funky picture of a tap in the bush, right? So we want our lead flow process to be like a tap that is flowing consistently, all right? We don't want a slightly open tap with a little drip. We also don't want a flood because that is going to overwhelm us, all right? So we want to be able to bring people into our world on a daily basis. We need to build our audience every single day so that we have more people to market to. We need a way that we can connect with our prospects, okay? And then we need a content rotation schedule. We need to be marketing through our content, through the posts that we're putting out in a strategic manner that is going to warm up our audience. It's going to communicate what we do, who we do it for, how we do it, the results we can help them achieve, where they need to be to get the best results, and what those results are going to be at the end of it, okay? We do that through our content. And the benefit of using your content to pre-sell and warm up your clients is they're already pre-sold when you get into any kind of sales conversation with them. They don't have all these questions, okay? You also use content to build the know, like, and trust factor, and the way that we do it is authentically based on our own personal beliefs and values, right? And when you share marketing like that, you become magnetic because people will be able to resonate with you as a person. And people are magnetically drawn to other people who are just like them. So when you share who you are unapologetically in your marketing, it's going to resonate with people and your tribe will find you, okay? But again, the point here is you need a system in place to be able to build your audience, bring people into your world every single day. There are a number of ways that you can do that. One of them is simply by adding 30 to 50 people on LinkedIn every single day, okay? I know that might sound like hard work, but when you get to a point where you're at those 10K months, you can delegate it to somebody else. You can hire a VA to do all that stuff for you, all right? And that is the goal here, to get to those 10, 15K months so that you can start automating, delegating, and taking all the grunt work out of this process so you can stay focused in your zone of genius. Number 3, we need to fix your sales confidence. So basically, once you have created your content rotation schedule and you're warming your audience up through your content, you need a way to be able to get those people to raise their hands, which you do with your content. You then need to move them to a conversation. And you can do that simply through Messenger, whether it's Facebook or LinkedIn or Instagram, wherever you're marketing, wherever your clients are, right? So what happens is you put specific posts out. There are some, I'll give you an example, like belief shifting posts, which give your prospects an aha moment, like they thought they were doing something right, but they actually weren't. And this is why, and this is what they should be doing, okay? Or you create offer posts where you're literally inviting people to work with you, or you're inviting people to have a conversation with you, okay? You then need to take those people into Messenger. And from there, you can qualify them with specific questions. So I don't like those hour-long discovery calls, okay, because I feel like it's a waste of time. I don't want to fill up my calendar and have 50-hour work weeks because I'm having hour-long calls with unqualified prospects, all right? So you need to understand what specific questions you need to ask prospects to see if they could be a good fit for you or not, okay? And you do that through Messenger by just asking a couple of questions. From there, what you can do is, if you need more information, you want to build a bit more of a relationship with them, you can book them onto what we call a triage call, which is simply a 10 to 15 minute call where you get more information from them. You see if they are a good fit for you, and it gives them an opportunity to see if you are a good fit for them. From there, you can then, there's a number of different methods to then sign them up as a client. So for example, I like using Google Docs. I find it highly effective to have my offer broken down in a simple Google Doc. I send that to my clients. All the details are right there. There's no pressure. They don't feel like they need to make a decision right now. They have time to think about it. They have time to think of any questions. And from there, we can book another call, go over any questions, or sometimes I'll get a message back saying, I'm in, send me the payment link, okay? It's super, super easy and it feels so good, all right? You can also opt to get them on a sales call where you chat for a little bit longer, you get more information, they ask questions, and you run through your entire process with them on the phone. Some people like doing it that way, but as I mentioned just now, I don't, because I don't like my calendar to be full with loads and loads and loads of long calls. Hey guys, are you with me? Just drop me a yes if this is making sense. If you have questions, drop a question. I'll get to it just now. We're not done just yet. I need to have a sip of water. Okay, I see yes, 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 yes. Okay, awesome. So glad you are still with me. And Messenger, it just means whatever messaging platform or whatever messenger you're on, whichever platform you're on. So LinkedIn, you can message people on LinkedIn. Facebook, you can message people on Facebook. Instagram, you can message people on Instagram. So Messenger is just whichever platform you're on. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Great info. Okay, awesome, guys. So to recap, you need to have all three of these things in place, okay, for you to reach those 10K months. First one is you need to fix your offer clarity and confidence, where you identify your dream client, you own the transformation that you can help them achieve. You create a no-brainer offer. It's one that they simply cannot say no to, or they'd be a bit daft. You can set a premium price for that offer, and then you develop a step-by-step process so that you build consistency in terms of what it is that you do, how you help your clients, and you can then scale, automate, delegate. Okay. Fixing your system for daily leads, where you build your audience on a daily basis, you connect with people, you share content, trainings, posts, lead magnets that gets people to put their hands up, say they're interested, ask for more information. Okay. Number three is fixing your sales process so that it becomes almost effortless and you don't feel awkward. You don't feel like that sleazy salesperson. Okay. And through the sales process, you simply chat to people on Messenger, on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, wherever you are. You qualify with specific questions. You can then put them onto triage calls, then you sign them up. Okay, so those are the steps that you need to have in place. And again, you have to have all of them right for you to be able to reach those 10K months and have consistent clients coming into your business. So I'm going to go back and have a look at some of the questions that have come through. And I'd like to invite you, again, no pressure, obviously, but if you'd like to chat to me or you want some help, book a 15-minute call with me, send me a message, let's chat. I'd love to help you, okay? The calendar link is in the chat. And I'd like to thank you again all for being here. All right, I'm just scrolling back and having a look at the questions. Peter asked, how do you start out as far as pricing? I feel like I need to give a discount initially just to get starter clients. So Peter, what you can do when you are very, very new to coaching or consulting, a good strategy to use is to actually help one or two people for free even, so that you can prove your process and get them to a result. You can also run a beta offer where you help one or two people at a discounted rate. Again, it's to prove your process, prove your, validate your offer and get those people a win. And then what you do from there is you create a case study based on the results and the process, and you can use that in your marketing, and it's very, very effective. I hope that makes sense. Let me know if you have any other questions. Oh, Karen says, I offered a free session to 2 companies to get good references and for them to spread the word, but I picked those 2 companies very carefully. Yeah, you have to. You can't just offer to just anyone. You need to qualify so that you make sure that they are in, they have the requirements to be able to get the results. And, if you need them to do work, you need to make sure that they're going to do the work. Maya says she offers a value-added pack for a number of participants. The great strategy. Okay, I don't see any other questions. Thank you again for being here. I do have a few minutes. Let me know if you have any other questions. I'll happily answer now. Oh, Robin wants to know how to do market research. Okay, there are a number of ways to do market research. One of them is you can simply look for people who could be an ideal client and get them on a call and ask them questions. Okay. Cheers, John. Thanks for being here. Another way is for you to go and have a look on Amazon. Have a look at books related to what it is that you do, and go and find books with really good reviews, and look at the reviews, and obviously look at the book and what content is in it. That's another really good way. Or you can simply get into Facebook groups, particularly, are really good for market research, where you can go and see what kind of questions people are asking. I hope that helps. Okay, awesome. Logan, what is your favorite opener for Messenger, LinkedIn in my case? Okay, Logan, I don't use templates as such. I don't like copy-paste messages. I find it very inauthentic, and those methods simply don't work anymore, okay? People want to be valued. They want to be treated, as human beings. So one tip that I can give you for Messenger is, once you've connected with someone, check out their profile. Have a look at what they're interested in, some of the content they've been sharing, and look for something in their profile to open the conversation with. If you can use humor, that's also really great. Maya, I don't understand your question. Do you have a guiding principle to be an ideal client? What do you mean by that? Can you give me a bit more information? Awesome, Logan. Patrick asked, ideally, I will have 2 to 3 ongoing clients I meet with weekly. Any tweaks based on a small number of clients? Patrick, that's incredibly vague. I can't really give you an answer. I don't know what you do, who you help, what results you help them achieve. You're welcome, Patrick. You're welcome to connect with me on LinkedIn, and we can chat. Maya, do you have a list to go through to get an ideal client? Let me see if I can unmute you. Oh,
can you
like a checklist.
Yeah,
there in my program, I have a whole big process that I take my clients through, where we go deep into identifying who their perfect client is. It's a very long list, so I can't really go through that with you right now. But yes, there is a lot of information that you need, a lot of criteria. Any other questions? So we still have 32 people on here. It's really awesome. Great, Maya. Yes, we can definitely chat about that on the call. I see few people have booked calls with me. Super excited to speak with you. Anyone else wants to chat, then I've just dropped my calendar link in the chat box again. Thanks, Logan. Maya, I'm excited to talk to you. Thanks, Tarun. See you again. Lynn, thank you. It's my pleasure. Tarun, thank you so much. I'm glad you found this useful. Sinowetsi, you made it. Awesome. Thanks, Satish. Grant, hi Anne, is there one practical thing I can do that will get me started? Yes. Think about what your superpower is. So obviously I have no clue about what it is that you do or can do. So start with your superpower. Start with your zone of genius and what it is that you want to help people with and go from there. I hope that is helpful. Okay. Paul, it's a pleasure. Matteo, great. So Noeti, you shouldn't run out of content. She asked, one question I have is what happens when I run out of content to advertise my business? What thought process can I follow? Speak to your clients. The easiest way is to speak to your clients and find out what it is that they are struggling with, what it is that they want, and get ideas from them. That's the easiest way. The more people you talk to, the more ideas you can come up with. Awesome. I'm glad that was helpful. Any other questions? If not, I'm going to hop off and thank you all for joining. My pleasure. Pleasure, everyone.